Hello everyone. Let's talk about inverses of functions, right? So if we have a function like this f of x, then the inverse of it is denoted as f with a little negative 1 on top of x. So this simply means inverse of that. Okay, so that's just the notation. Now, what does it really mean to find an inverse? Well, we obtain inverses by making x and y values of the function, this one right here, change places. So what's x becomes y, what's y becomes x. So for example, if we have a diagram like this, let's say that wasn't too round. Let's say this is our domain. So this is a function, and it has a domain of 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the domain. And then we have another one of these, also doesn't look too good. Let's say this is just 6 and 7. So this is the range. And let's say they connect like this. 1 and 2 go to 6, and 3 and 7, and 3 and 4 go to 7. Now we know that this is a function because each of the values in the domain connect only to one of the values in the range, right? So each of these has just one little line leaving them, right? Now to obtain the inverse, we will simply just make the values that were domain in the function now become the range. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what was range? What were the y values? So these are y, these are x, right? They become the x values. So this would be 6, 7. The 7 looks funny. Okay, so 7. And as we can see here, the connections are like that. Now, in this case, so now this becomes domain, right? And this becomes the range. And these are the new x values, and these are the new y values. Now, in this case, we can say that this is actually not a function, right? The inverse is not a function. But that's not always the case. Inverse can be a function. And for now, we'll just leave it at that. The main point here is that to obtain an inverse of a function, we simply just make x and y change places, right? So as x and y change places, then domain and range change places too. So what was domain becomes range, and what was range becomes the domain. So for this video, I think we explained enough, and then we'll continue in the next video. Thank you, everybody.